Hello, today we're going to talk about building citations using MLA. So what are citations? Well, put simply, citations are a reference to a source. And why do we have to cite? For a number of reasons. It proves that the information that we have used is valid. It gives credit where credit is due. It is expected in all scholarly work. It helps others follow your path of research, and it helps you avoid plagiarism. So I want you to think about citations as dropping breadcrumbs through the forest as you walk. You want to be able to navigate your way back in terms of finding out where you got your own information. And then you also want people to be able to find you in the forest or be able to understand where it was that you went to get your information. Now, what's plagiarism? I said you wanted, one of the reasons why you wanted to cite your source was to avoid plagiarism. What does that mean? According to the Encyclopedia Britannica, plagiarism is the act of taking the writing of one other person and passing them off as one's own. Some examples of plagiarism include turning in someone else's work as your own, copying large pieces of text from a source without citing that source, taking passages from multiple sources, piecing them together, and then turning them in as your own, copying from a source but changing a few words or phrases to disguise the plagiarism, paraphrasing from a number of different sources without citing those sources, and turning in work that you did for another class without getting your teacher's permission first. Eventually, we'll talk about plagiarism checkers and how your teachers can find out whether or not you plagiarized. That's further down the road. So when we cite, we use the MLA citation method, which is short for the Modern Language Association method of citing sources. And it's one of the most commonly used citation formats. And it's what you'll be using throughout middle and high school. And here are examples of what that looks like. So what do we cite? We do cite direct quotes and specific or uncommon facts. We do not cite general facts that are readily available. So, for example, a general fact that is readily available is that Martin Luther King Jr. was a civil rights leader in the 1960s. We wouldn't cite that if we wrote it in our work. But a little known fact, or a more uncommonly known fact rather, is that FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover considered him a radical and made Martin Luther King the object of the FBI's counterintelligence program. That's information that you would need to cite if you were to use it in your paper or your work. So what do we cite? We cite the author, we cite the title of the source, the title of the container, meaning the book or the website, or the journal, other contributors, the version, the number, and the publisher. And remember, I can't find it is not the same as I didn't look for it. Always try to find all of your information. And that's all I have. Thanks for joining me. Next time we'll break down citing even more and talk about where it is that you find that information of author, title, and whatnot. See you then.